Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MLG Red Stream. Thank you very much for your patience. Now, we have a ruling from MLG and the Commissioner John Nelson on the subject of what's going to be happening with this particular match, based on the fact that the resume replay allowed MC to get into observer mode and essentially see pretty much everything. However, upon analysis of the replay, the MLG team has determined that the only thing that MC did not already know as a result of essentially being able to see the entire map with his Phoenixes was a single engineering bay upgrade. Also, upon discussing it with both MC and MVP, MVP said that in the event of a regame, he would have conceded the map anyway to MC because he was aware that he was in essentially an unwinnable position, which is classy as hell, I might add. So what is going to happen is we're going to play out the game, we're going to resume it once again, and we're going to let the game reach its natural conclusion, and then we will go on to game 2.
Alrighty, so we're going to give it another shot. Originally, the error was a human error. It wasn't anything to do with that, because what basically happened is it got resumed from after MC had already been kicked from the game.
Basically, that's what happened.
Yeah, so that's why it made him an observer. So we're gonna do it again. I gotta say though, definitely huge props to MVP from recognizing the position he was in, and also knowing that, you know what, the manner thing to do, the best thing to do was to concede it, so huge respect there.
The mark of an absolute professional when it comes to MVP, there's no question about that. And needless to say, with MC essentially being part of LGIM, especially in the GSTL, it's understandable that he would want the most fair and equitable result for his friend and his fellow player. So we're going to see this game play out, and based on the situation that it was in, it was looking very likely that MC would be taking that game with a significant supply and tech advantage. Yeah,
I can't imagine, again, that there's any way that MVP could manage to get back into that. I mean, like we were talking about before, the only way in those situations to get back into it, we see it all the time, is lots of drops. With that many Phoenix, even if you're a Phoenix or across the map and you don't see the drop until it's at your base, they're still going to get back in time to kill the medevac every single time, because he was completely dominating the skies. A couple Vikings on the way, but you actually need an absurd amount of Vikings to be able to kill the Phoenix quickly enough to minimize the damage from the Colossus. To be able to kill the Colossus, you need a lot of those, and I just don't know that he was going to have enough here, but we're about to find out in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, we will see how this would actually play out. We will, needless to say, be triple checking that everyone is in their correct position before we resume the game. We will confirm with both of the players at this time. MC is confirmed in red, MVP confirmed in blue. Everything is looking good. We are just waiting for an admin to resume the game. Everybody is ready. Are you guys ready?
All right, and there we go, as MC is able to move his Phoenix, which he wasn't able to do last game, so that's good. And of course, he does have the Observer as well, and that Observer is basically free to go ahead and go throughout the main base of MVP, because there is no energy on these command centers to be able to scan. That second engineering bay going to go down for MVP. If you're just joining in, basically in this game, MC is in a great spot. He's got a lot of Phoenix out there, and can deal with drops, can deal with the Vikings. You got to be careful, though, as he did have a slight missed micro there.
That he did, slipped up a little bit, and a single Phoenix getting shot down there by the Vikings. Did get some more information about the composition and the number of Vikings in play. MC is not concerned. He is rolling out across the map. 3 Colossi, multiple sentries, Zealots, looking for a charge upgrade. Probably won't be finished by the time the engagement comes in, unless there's a big chrono boost on it, which could happen. More gateways being added on here, and MVP will prepare for a defense.
Now remember, MVP does actually have 1-1 upgrades, not too shabby considering how this game has been going so far for him, able to squeeze those upgrades out, but we have 2-2 on the way for MC. Number 1, he might be able to win with just the attack right now. Number 2, he's going to have vastly superior upgrades. He's also going to have superior tech right now, as he does have the Templar Archives on the way. Looks like the Vikings able to kill off one of those Phoenix.
That's pretty nice. And the Blinkstalker slightly out of range right there to engage with Vikings. There we go. Second one goes down. A lot of Phoenix being shot down already, getting rid of that buffer, but the Vikings loss is a pretty vital thing to see here. With only 3 Vikings, Colossi are not going to die all that quickly.
And remember, MC's actually warping in a bunch of gateways right now. They're all finishing up here in just a moment, which is going to be more reinforcements. He's got the forward pylon. You can see MVP is bracing for impact right now. He knows exactly what's coming, and it's going to be a huge attack, even lifting the orbital command so he has as much room as possible to micro with. The time warp's got to be going down. The Colossus is going to be able to do ridiculous damage. Does he actually have enough here to finish the job? It looks like yes, he does. The Viking's going to go down. The Phoenix going to finish off the medevacs here. It's looking really good for MC. His supply is vastly superior.
MVP breaking through, though. He takes down one Colossus. The second Colossus almost falls there. A stalwart defense by MVP, but here come the reinforcements from the back.
Yeah, overall units lost going to be vastly favoring MC throughout this entire game. That other Colossus only with 10 HP remaining, going to begin regenerating that shields there. Looks like MC being a little bit timid because he knows that he can't quite get up the ramp just yet. He was working down the engineering bay. How many workers was killed overall? 44
Huge
workers
amounts,
killed.
Yeah.
That is absurd throughout this game. 44 to 0 workers killed. And like we were saying before, I mean, when you leave a Protoss to be able to macro up like that, I mean, it's so tough for Terran here.
MC backing away surprisingly, considering the huge supply advantage he has here. I would have expected maybe another warp in, and then to him simply go with more Zealots just to charge at the ramp and end it. Perhaps he doesn't quite understand just how few units are remaining. The Observer is slightly out of position really to get a full read on what's going on here with MVP, but as we can see from God Mode, we know exactly what's going on, and MC is incredibly far ahead here.
Yeah, maybe he's also given MVP a little time to clear his head just because he knows that it can definitely mess with you a little bit having a game disconnect like that. So it could be just a very manner thing for him to do.
Certainly.
Especially, I mean, he's going to know MVP's personality. There might be certain things that affect him in different ways, especially at live events there. So if nothing else, MVP is also... you know, he was manner saying he was going to concede. MC maybe doing something similar, but it does look like a lot of High Templar out on the field. Psystorm is done researching. He does now have enough for Storm. He's got the Colossus out, and I mean, I really don't know. Unless MVP has the craziest micro where the Vikings immediately take out the Colossus, the EMPs immediately hit the High Templar, and then somehow dodges all those charge lots. It's going to be tough, but if anyone can do it, it's going to be MVP. But still, at the end of the day, he's down about 100 supply.
It's a massive deficit, it really is. We're talking about 65 army supply to 122. Upgrade advantage and tech advantage in the favor of MC. Ghosts are on the way. Yes, they could do significant damage. They could shut the Templar down if they were to get in there, but it looks like a Storm. Oh, that was close. He's backing away now. Needs to get those Ghosts in the fray to have even the slightest chance of dealing with this one. A blink and a Storm right there. A nice little maneuver. MVP immediately darting out of it, but MC is maxed. MVP is nowhere near that.
I gotta say, MVP managing to squeeze out that 2-2, but I think MC is just waiting for 3-3 right now. It's only about 10 in-game seconds away. He's not gonna bite too early. He wants to finish this right now. He wants to win in a straight-on battle. It's done right there. He's gonna go. He decides to attack right now. He wants a perfect angle. Let the Colossus go ahead and go in front there. He knows that that army is not as mobile as MVP would like right now. The High Templar right here have got to watch out for the EMPs, but here's the Storms coming on down. The Phoenix has to swing in, and the Storms right there on the entire army. Really, MVP is running out of options. He's about 130 supply down right now. The Zealot's gonna be able to take all this out, and I think that's going to be it here, TB.
I think so. There's no way MVP can come back from this position. GG! Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. A much delayed GG. And the first game of this Best of 5 series finally going to SKMC.
Yeah, I think that ever since the beginning of that game, it was pretty obvious that MC was in a dominating position. I loved that Stargate opener he did, because even if you don't do as much damage as he did with the Oracle, which was a crazy amount of damage, the Phoenix can still follow it up. You get lots of scouting, you can deny the drops, and really, I think it's going to be a playstyle we see a lot from Protoss. You also have to remember that the Oracle is a detector. It's an activated ability, but it lasts for an astonishingly long time. So I think we're going to see a lot more Stargate openers. I wouldn't be surprised if MC goes for that at least a couple more times in this series. Yeah,
the question is, does he decide to do it again, knowing that MVP now has full knowledge of it, or does he wait till a little bit later on to reintroduce it as a build? Sometimes you see players saying, if it succeeded once, I'm going to try it again.
Right.
And if it doesn't work, okay, cool, you've reset it to a best of 3. If it does, you're 2-0 ahead, and then you can throw in any build you want.
Any build, yeah.
Because you've just got 2 maps available to do whatever you want with. So it was a good start for SKMC. One of the best Stargate-based executions I've seen in
hands down.
Yeah, I mean, it was phenomenal. It was incredibly well executed. He clearly knows what he's doing in this situation, and he also has the answer, as does, it would appear, SKT1's reign to Terran drop harass.
That is definitely the thing you have to watch out for in this matchup right now while players are still figuring out all the new units. So we're going to go ahead and jump to a quick break. And when we come back, it is going to be MC versus MVP Game 2. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.